I ain't never played sports. You know what I mean? I always have, you know what I'm saying, like music and love music from the jump. So that was my just plan A. I ain't even have a plan B. I made myself not have a plan B on purpose just so I can fulfill my plan A.
There we go.
Yeah.
My guy. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they see the flag in the background, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there we go. Hey. What's going on, brother?
What's up, my boy?
Man, can't call it, man. Another yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you just fine, my boy. Make sure folks can see my stuff, man. Public, everybody. There you go. That's all I need right there. Yeah, man.
So, man. Welcome to another episode of Sports with the Guys.
Hey, man. You know, can't call it another beautiful weekend. We up to national college football. It's almost over, man.
Yeah, bittersweet. It be bittersweet. You know, you be thinking like, dang, you want to see the college football finale, you want to see the champ, but then he's like, damn, we ain't gonna get another game till August, bro.
To August. I mean, you get this little spring games, but you know what I'm saying? It's a long way to go until you get to April, whatever the hell it is, April, May. Yeah, man. It sucks. You know what I realized? Yeah, I realized that I'm way more into college this year than I was for NFL. Way more into college.
You think so?
I was, man. Like I tuned into way more college games than I did NFL. Like, I mean, like just random college. I'm talking about like Navy versus Akron, like not even the big schools, like UNC versus Chattanooga Tech. Like I was watching everything, bro. Like I watched way more college football than I did. Maybe because the access, because you know, college is like every channel. You got ESPN, CBS, SEC, ACC, Big Ten Network. Like every channel is college football. NFL is like CBS, Fox.
That's it. Prime. Now you got Prime.
Prime
Which
on
I don't know who
Thursdays.
came up with putting games on Prime and P. I can't even watch the NBC games, my boy. I have to watch like the Sunday night football games. I have to cut on Peacock. They're not local here no more.
Yeah, it's a headache trying to search for them. And I was like, man, look, I can turn on the TV at 1:00, watch some football. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta wait till 8:00. Now, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've definitely turned more into a college fan this year.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? The season coming to an end, so back to NFL I go.
Yeah, man, we got one more game left. Washington versus Michigan. Did I ever think that we would have a Washington versus Michigan college football finale? Did I ever think that we would have a college versus Michigan? I mean, a Washington versus Michigan national championship? I can't really say I had that on my calendar. I will say that Michigan, I know, is a good football team, and I kind of expected them to be around when the whole cheating thing happened and all that. Did I think that they would be able to survive that to make it to the college football playoff? Not really. But they overcame it. They did their thing, so I'm not going to hate on. Deserve to be here. They went undefeated. They beat Ohio State. Do I think that any of these teams would have beat the University of Georgia playing? No. I don't think if we play Bama again, if we play any of the other four teams again, any of the other three teams, outside of Bama, I think Georgia walks away and wins heavily. So like I said, do I think that Michigan and Washington deserve to be here? Yeah. Washington came out of a tough Pac-12. I will say that.
Yeah.
Pac-12 was tough this year. Had a lot of good teams, a lot of decent teams.
They find a way to win,
for
man.
the game, though. Oof. Huh?
I mean, they find a way to win. Like Washington, just scrappy, man. They find a way to win, and they look good when they do it. Like I think the one game they looked bad. I can't remember. It was like I think when they played Arizona. It could be somebody else. It might have been Arizona.
No, they played at Washington State, but it was raining, pouring down rain.
Yeah.
It had
and it was a rivalry.
Ugly, it was just ugly conditions.
Yeah, and it was a rivalry game, so you know what I'm saying. It happens, but yeah, man, they deserve to be there, man. Who you picking to win?
I don't like Harbaugh or Michigan, so I don't want Michigan to win. But if I was a betting man, which I am, I'm gonna go with Washington because I think they favor Michigan by like. I think Michigan favored by like 2.5, maybe more. I haven't checked the line yet, but I'm gonna go with Washington, bro. I think Washington has an offense that you really can't stop. I don't know if Washington can. I mean, I don't know if Michigan can keep up with Washington when it comes to scoring the football. Now, Michigan probably has a slightly better defense, but when people say Michigan, they got a top 10 defense, they got a top 5 defense, I go back and just look at their schedule and think about who did Michigan play this year to accumulate these type of stats?
Yep.
Purdue,
Purdue,
Nebraska,
Indiana,
Minnesota. So when you say that Michigan has a top 5 defense or the top defense in the country, I know you can only play who you can play, right? You can't do anything about that. But if they were in the SEC or if they was in the Pac-12 or, even the Big Ten, if they played some better offenses, then that defense wouldn't be ranked as high as they should be. Because I guarantee you, if you put probably 4 or 5 SEC defenses over there from the SEC in that same league, you probably would have top 10 defenses for all of those teams because of just the competition that they're playing. You know what I mean? SEC is just different. We know that. And to not have a conference championship with the SEC not in it, it feels a little weird. It do.
Yeah.
It do. I was expecting Bama to win. Bama broke my. I didn't say it broke my heart, but Bama. Yeah, man. Bama
went back to who they've been. Like
Bama
this is the
really
Bama that we saw against Auburn outside of the miracle throw. This is the Bama we saw against Texas. That was the Bama that we saw against a lot of teams. Auburn, I said Auburn, but that's really what it was. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think Bama was just outright elite this year. I think they had elite moments, and they finished the year. They finished the year very strong, like with the high wins and the excitement. I think like that's why they got over. I mean, we ain't got to talk about Florida State yet, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, UGA probably would have beat everybody. I think they matched up. I think UGA matched up well with Michigan, just with the front lines, the trenches, both sides, both kind of similar. Run the ball. You got your few playmakers that can make things happen. It would have been probably a good game, but UGA probably would have won. But I'm not mad, man. Y'all right next to me, tuning in, 7:30.
Yeah, man. We let that three-peat slip through our hands. But it's all good though. It's hard to three-peat. Winning 2 back-to-back is something that Florida's never done. So I'll take that. And I go, lay on that bed. And I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. Florida's never won 2 back-to-back straight. Probably never will. I don't see Florida probably being relevant. It's a 12-team playoff next year, and I probably don't have Florida making it.
I'm gonna see. I'll let you know in about a week or two. I'll let you know
when
I start,
who your coaches are.
Start learning. We know who the coaches are. We just don't know if anything is changing. Well, we'll get. I guess we can go ahead and segue into our Florida Georgia news. Yeah, but
I don't really have too much news. I mean, everybody going to the NFL who we thought were going to the NFL. I won't cry, man. Brock leaving. The greatest tight end in college football history is going to hang up his cleats for college and go ahead and go to the pros.
I thought he was. Wasn't it reports he was coming back, or he decided?
At first, he was thinking about it, but at this point, bro, we got some young kids that need to play. So you need to go and get out of the way. I think it was probably one of them along the lines of more of that type of conversation for Brock. Like, what else can you do at college football level, Brock? At this point, what else can you do?
Yeah, maybe get a top 5. Be a top 5 Heisman vote.
Yeah,
but that ain't gonna happen ever.
He might go top 5.
Top 5 NFL. I said Heisman.
NFL. Yeah, NFL. Brock may go top 5. It just depends on who. Depends on who's there. That quarterback going to be. I think it'll be a run on quarterbacks early in the NFL draft this year. It'll be a real run on quarterbacks. I think once you get that first quarterback off the board, you better trade up and get whoever you want next because they're going to just.
It'll be interesting to see how the quarterbacks move and what happens in free agency with guys and like the Kirk Cousins and the guys like that. But yeah, man, Florida, we got news. Look, we always got news, man. We got a few portal additions. Billy's getting active in the portal, which I said, and most people that's been paying attention knew like that was the move. He was going to get active in the portal in January. We didn't go after a lot of the quote unquote big fish in the portal in that first window because everybody was jumping. It seemed like if you had a team that had a good 3 or 4 players, 2 of them hit the portal from every team. And that's one of the weirdest things, like to see just the portal activity. But we got us 2 O linemen, 2 starting quality O linemen. We got us a nice amount of DBs, experienced DBs that'll come in and have that presence in the locker room. We got a great linebacker, Pup Howard, man. He should have been in the class the year before, but he's an honorable young man, so he held up his end of the bargain, but he's on the squad now. And yeah, man, I think we're not done. We'll probably see. I think we'll get like another edge or 2, maybe another lineman. And then if we add anybody else, like people keep asking for like a running back, that won't happen until like summer. Like if somebody gets hurt, like it'll probably be a walk on because we got 4 scholarship running backs. That's all you need. They're all young. Like you kind of gotta build up your team. But yeah, man, if everybody stays healthy, we'll probably pick up like a preferred walk on or like that senior guy who just wants to stay in college type thing and play. So yeah, man. Other than that, It's good in Florida, man. We trying to see who this OC might be, may not be. Rumors is Willie Corn. We're trying to get Marion from UNLV with that go-go offense. So we'll see what happens in the next week or two.
Man, shout out to my boy Knight Rider down there. Atlanta Falcon diehard like myself. And he down there in New Orleans, as I like to call it. Down there in New Orleans reporting live from the ground. I've been watching that boy Storm and watching his post. I think that boy ain't had a post without a drink of liquor in his hand yet, boy. I know he on the chain down there. I know it down there. He been eating crawfish. That boy done probably ate everything under the sun down there, boy.
Ain't nothing up. Hey, look, man, when you go to New Orleans, if you ain't never been, Bourbon Street ain't nothing to do but eat and drink. That is it. Eat and drink. You will kill yourself if you don't have no type of if you don't have that little voice that be like, yo, I need to stop. You'll wind up killing yourself with the alcohol and the food, bro. Like, I was there for 3 days and I was like, yeah, this is it. I don't need to be here no longer. 2 days, 3 nights type thing. That's it. Get up out of there. Get up out of there.
So you saying Zion don't stand a chance?
Don't stand a chance. That boy is still lost in the sauce, and he been down there for
I seen that the Atlanta Falcons had like a train you could take for like $75 round trip or something like that. So I was watching the people on the train from here to New Orleans, and bro, they were off the chain. Like the train ride looked like it would have been fun. So I know my boy down there having a good time, man. The game getting ready to kick off. I already know he down there in the thick of it, man. So I'm surprised him and P. Troy ain't hanging out.
Yeah, man. Tell P. Troy to call us back, man. Yeah,
man. Tell P. Troy to call me back, bro. You know what? That's who I actually need to get to hit P. Troy. Night Rider. I ain't even think about that. That's it, dog.
P. Troy.
I forgot about
that. You know what I'm saying? We here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Boy, hey, listen. But we coming with that stuff. It coming.
Yeah, feel me.
So man, we got the but just for dogs, man, we're losing some good guys, don't get me wrong, but the offensive line has all committed to come back to the University of Georgia. Every last one of the underclassmen. Whoa. But listen, ETN might go for 2,000.
Yeah.
ETN might go for 2,000 on you. I'm telling you, KB, don't be surprised if I go for 2 bands.
He ain't.
I know you don't like. I know y'all bitter about that one. I understand y'all in your feelings. Yeah, but listen, that one will hurt y'all. Y'all didn't expect for ETN to jump ship, man. Especially didn't expect him to jump ship.
No, we did.
Georgia.
Can I have a moment of transparency?
No, you can't have a moment. No, let me tell my story.
Okay, go ahead.
What, bro? What you finna say? Let's get to the NFL, man. Go ahead.
No, man. Hold on, man. I mean, we ain't gonna stay on ETN, but it was rumored that he was thinking about going last year, but he stayed in this year. It wasn't as a shock. It was a shock of where he went. It wasn't him going shock in the portal. It was a shock of that he went to the
enemy. He went to the arch enemy. He went to the arch enemy. You know what I mean? They're just like Batman going to join, what they call the super league of enemies or whatever they call it. But it was a major turn. It was like a Hulk Hogan heel turn in pro wrestling. When Hulk Hogan went to the NWO, I felt like that's how ETN shit was. You remember when Hulk Hogan went to the NWO? That was big. Like everybody was shocked. Like, bro, Hulk Hogan went bad. Hulk Hogan, the ultimate kid guy. He was the Hulkamania. So when he switched over, that was a huge turn. So I feel like ETN leaving y'all because, for one, I kind of feel like he went to Florida because he wanted to do his own legacy and didn't follow his brother. Because he should, why not go to Clemson, right?
Because I think with Clemson, I think Florida was a destination. One, family all in Florida. His brother's playing in Jacksonville. That's one. He had a relationship with Jaluk and Billy because he's a Louisiana kid. I'm not going to say that he wasn't highly recruited because, he was a top running back, like a top 20 running back, but it wasn't like how it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had Clemson because legacy. You had us, then you had like some other schools, but we were just high on him. So that's why it was just like if he ain't coming here, you're going to Clemson. And if you're going to Clemson, you know why? It's because his brother. So now he, the world sees what he is, and like I said, I'm not mad at him leaving, but just wish it was in Georgia. But before we go to pros, man, we got to take it or leave it segment about this damn portal. Since we talking about portal, the segues is just you're 2 for 2 with the segues, brother.
Hey man, I know how to navigate them.
It's time for Take It or Leave It with KB and Steve O.
Are you not entertained?
Take it or leave it, Steve. How would you fill your roster? Would you prefer to spend all of your money on high school recruiting or spend all your money on the portal additions? Because we have a situation like Ole Miss, who has spent all of their recruiting budget on the portal. Then you have teams like Clemson, who spent all of their money on high school. So, or I say,
that's tough because I feel like I would want my recruiting class to come from the high schoolers mainly, but when I have some gaps, just like why just like Alabama does.
Gaps. We talking about, say you need a class of 30. You need a class of 30. Is it going to be primarily?
High school. I'm going with high schoolers. I'm going with high schoolers because I feel like, for one, once you get them high schoolers in there, if you let them young kids play early, that attracts other young kids to feel like they can come play early. And I'm going to tell you an example of it. Look at Kirby recruiting versus Mike Norvell's recruiting. Mike Norvell he loyal to seniors. If you're a senior, you're going to play. Kind of like Billy, too. If you're a senior, you've been there, guess what? You're going to play.
That ain't Billy at all. No.
Y'all played a lot of seniors last year. Until they started showing that they were just incompetent and couldn't really keep up, then he was like,
what are you talking about? All of our, we started the most freshmen. But Dan Mullen, 100%. You're 100%. If it was Dan Mullen, if you ain't a senior, you're going to start.
That's what I'm saying. So you got some coaches that have that type of mentality to where I think it sometimes cripples you in recruiting. You know what I mean? Like, some kids aren't going to come there because they know you're going to play this senior. And they're not going to get really that much time to play unless an injury happens or something like that. Whereas if you go to a Georgia, bro, we're going to have that cornerback, Ellis Robinson. He's going to start game one on the left side of the field. And there's no secrets about it. There's no nothing. KJ has a good chance to maybe start as well. So you got guys coming in knowing that they're going to have a chance to start. And if I perform, I don't have to worry about a portal spot. Whereas if some coaches, bro, you could be doing good, he's still going to recruit your position in the portal. A la Mike Norvell. And then you have a lot of kids, you think about the culture and them opting out and not wanting to play in that game versus Georgia. You got a lot of kids that are transplants like, well, shit, I wasn't really here when y'all were taking them licks to get where y'all are today. Right. I came in, we was 11-0. Now I'm about to sit here and get beat down like this. I'm not playing. Whereas if you had those kids who had been there 3 or 4 years in the program, know the system, ready to play, I feel like you would have had a better chance of keeping the culture where Georgia kept it when it comes to the way they handled that bowl game. And I think that boils down to your recruiting and just your lifeblood. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the portal. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't make a life out of it because you're not going to have a team that's going to grow together. Like these young guys at Georgia, these freshmen this year will understand what happened to them this year and not want to have that repeat. If you'd have a bunch of seniors and juniors transfers, that ain't going to really that ain't going to really resonate throughout your program like that. So
right, facts. And I mean, I think that's true. Like me, I would rather recruit high school and build up too. Like, I don't think I guess you saw the payoff as far as Florida State winning, but it didn't. Like you say, the culture. There's no culture, and they say you build a program with your 3 stars. You know what I'm saying? Your 3 stars, your low 4 stars. Those are the guys who fill up your roster. Those are the guys who be out there, keep the team rolling, motivating all that stuff. Your 5 stars is what sell the tickets. And yeah, man, when you don't have that culture, it takes away a lot. It's going to be interesting to see what Ole Miss does next year because they put all their eggs in a basket for their portal kids. I mean, they got Walter Nolan, they got Princely, they got people from all over, and it's like you can clearly see it's like, yo, we're trying to go to the like this is the run for the playoffs. This is 100% what it is, a run for the playoffs. So I'm with you, man. I'm taking high school kids over portal as a group, but I think, like you say, realistically, you want them portal guys to fill up the gap. You want those guys to come in and be like, all right, we know we need this. We're going after that. And high school, that's a linebacker 3. You know what I'm saying? Let's get one out the portal. So I'm with you, my boy.
I just feel like, you can't sustain like that. That's just my opinion. When you're running through the portal every year and you got somebody that's going to come in and be a one. Now, you're saying a lot of people with like 3 or 4 years of eligibility left in some of these cases. So I think their coaches are learning to adapt, and kids are learning that if I need to leave early and go somewhere that's going to want me and going to develop me and kind of look to give me what I'm not getting at this other school. My thing is, I hope they don't jump out there in that portal too quick, listening to somebody else, and then you don't really have a home, and now you got to settle for a JUCO, you got to settle for a low Division I school when you could have stayed and kind of learned and grew in the position that you was in. But the way coaching changes go and position coaches go, I look at UGA. I keep using UGA as an example because it's just like a microcosm of what's going on in college football. But look at the coach that went to Syracuse. All the guys he recruited, he kind of took with him. Now, would you look at that as like, oh, you going in the portal and getting players? Or are you looking at that as if, you know what these guys can do and you know what they can bring to your team? You recruited them. Why not bring them over here if you can offer them everything Georgia's got to offer? Except for probably the big games and, some of the other luxuries. But the ACC is wide open at this point. So why can't Syracuse go win it next year?
I mean, that's real. And it's crazy, man. Like when ETN, I was telling I'm in a group chat with Gators, and I was like, yo, if ETN hit the portal like a week after he did, like if it was like the rumor, like it was like he hit, it would have been news for like a day or so. Like because it's so many players. The Ole Miss running back hit the portal. He's the best running back in college football. He hit the portal. You had all the freshmen, the Malachi Nelsons, the guys like that hit the portal. It's like, yo, everybody lost superstar studs. For whatever reason, whether it be NIL, whether it be change of environment, production, whatever it is, everybody lost studs. And it's like,
I think it's the way of college football. It's a free agency. If you know you're going to get what you want from another school and they're willing to give it to you, I mean, why would you not go play at this point? I mean, it's pay for play. You're paying for these players to come play for you at this point. So
now, how do you feel? There's a change, right? Oregon has done it. USC's done it, I believe. Florida's doing it next year. We're starting to do it. It's a couple teams that's doing it. They're hiring. They're running their front office kind of like NFL now. Like there's, instead of your AD, there's more of a general manager now, right? There's like a part that's really over NIL. Like we just hired a guy from Texas A&M, part of their NIL. I think he was like an assistant AD player, whatever, all them fancy titles. But it's like we have our AD, but we have him that's going to focus strictly on football, right? So it's like the ADs typically handle basketball. They handle all sports. But a lot of the teams now are having a front office to handle college football because now your head coach there's no way your head coach can handle high school recruiting, portal recruiting your own team, getting ready for a thing. It's impossible. And your ADs now are spread out. So you have to kind of have that GM.
I mean, add another level to it is cool as long as it doesn't complicate the message of the coach and the team and the culture. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, give it another level. Eventually, it's going to be policed and sanctioned, and it's going to be caps and rules and stuff put in place anyway. So why not let somebody, focus strictly on that and let them get in a room together and figure out what needs to be done instead of having the coaches' opinions and AD's opinions, who most of the time have the best interests of their university in hand. Let somebody who everybody can get in there and talk, and everybody can speak the same language, and maybe they can come up with something to control this wild, wild west of the NIL that we have.
Yeah, you need somebody that's with the best interest of your football program. Like Florida is, we quote unquote the everything school, where football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, tennis, golf, like gymnastics, like everything is a big deal. But it's like, we need somebody that focus 100% on Florida football, like for the staffing, the budget, like everything, strictly football. And we hired one, and like I say, other schools have hired them as well. And it'll be interesting to see what changes are being made for off the field, executive roles, because it's really like the NFL now.
Yeah, I agree. So, speaking of the NFL, I guess we swap over and lead the college world and talk about these. It's some pretty good matchups today, man. And I kind of like the NFL like this, where the last game of the season counts. You know what I mean? Back in the day, when you only had 5 playoff teams, you didn't really have the teams were set. The games were set within the last 3 weeks of the game. The last 3 weeks of the season were kind of just a wash. You know what I mean? Whether you're going to play somebody because you're in the hunt, and more than half the league was actually out the hunt. So now that you've added this 6th playoff spot and these 6 playoff teams, I like it like this, bro. It's the last week of the season. Win or go home for a lot of teams, bro.
Guys can't sit out like they usually do.
The Eagles and Cowboys. The Eagles and Cowboys today. The Eagles win and Cowboys lose, they take the division. If the Cowboys win, they win the division. They both playing other division rivals that don't want to see your team in the playoff or don't want to see you succeed. Same thing with Tampa Bay and Atlanta. You imagine if the Carolina Panthers start blowing out the Buccaneers. Buccaneers have a bad game. And then the next thing you know, you got the Atlanta Falcons versus the New Orleans Saints. The second half, they tied up going to the second half, and the second half is for a playoff spot. You know how intense that game going to be? And somebody getting fired when they lose, too. So you got to think about that, too. It's jobs on the line. Tomorrow is Black Monday. It's jobs on the line. People about to get fired and lose their jobs. Your whole family, you got to uproot. Today in football is really comfortable for some people because they don't have to play and don't have to do nothing. But there's a lot of teams that got a lot of coaches on the hot seat. A lot of hot seat people.
It's a 3-team race in the NFC South.
Yeah. No, for real.
That's crazy.
If the Panthers somehow win, the winner of the Saints versus Carolina game, Saints versus Falcons, is going to host a playoff game.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Week 18 mayhem, bro. That's what you want. You want week 18 mayhem. Yeah. You want every play is going to count in about 6 minutes, bro. Every play is going to count. Everybody's going to be in there locked in. You want to make plays. You don't want to be the person that everybody looking at you like, dang, you just cost us again.
I mean, messing up in this week, and because you've won too many games for it to be a strategy of draft picks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've already messed yourself up being a top 5, top 10 draft, you know what I'm saying, draft place. So now it's like playoff or bust. Because now you're going to be number 16, number 18 in the draft.
Man. That's it. So looking at these matchups, Houston last night, big matchup, big game yesterday. Houston, CJ Stroud for real. I like the Miko Ryans, man. I love what they're building.
Yeah, man.
I'm highly interested to see with Tank Dell being fully healthy next year. Nobody's going to sleep on them. Everybody's going to be expecting them boys to be good. But, I mean, they got a lot of young pillars on that team in Houston that I really think they can build something with.
And you bring over a couple of vets, you know what I'm saying? Shore up that D-line, you know what I'm saying? Shore up that O-line, like.
Yep. And you're going to have the money.
Yeah. You got the
Stroud
money.
on a rookie deal, so you ain't got to pay Stroud for a few years.
Right. You got Pierce, who's on a super friendly rookie deal. Like it's a couple players that's on rookie deals, and if they have like another year or two, they're gonna be damn near getting a franchise tag. So let's see, man.
Yep.
Ravens
No, for real,
and
man. This set up.
oh yeah, pitcher went away, man. Your pitcher went away.
My bad. I was sharing something. I was sharing the thing. My bad.
No, you good. But yeah, the Steelers versus Ravens. That was a
man. The Ravens let me
Watt.
down, man. I expected for the Ravens to put on a better show than that. Usually, they in the preseason they undefeated, so I expected for your tools to come out and at least put on a decent show. I know we posted that TJ Watt injury. If you haven't seen it, man, you can go to the Toe2Toe Sports page on all platforms and take a look at that. Then that TJ Watt injury, it didn't look good. He has a sprained MCL, so it's not as bad as they were thinking it would be, but yeah, it's a pretty bad situation, man. I hate that for him. I really do.
Watts just can't stay healthy, man.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Yeah, no, for real.
But these games, man, they game that matter, man. It's like you say, the Falcons Saints, that's big. Lions Vikings. Vikings are on the bubble.
I
don't see them.
I'm in a bad spot because I really want the Falcons to win the game, but at the same time, I never want to lose to the Saints, bro, ever. I hate the Saints. But at the same time, it's like, what are we really winning and going to do?
I mean, y'all might shock somebody. Desmond Ritter might go off, or Heineke, whoever
and then,
it is,
bro,
got playing
now. Ritter can't. Oh, bro, man, I'm so sick of this whole. I'm sick of the whole regime in Atlanta at this point, my boy. I am, bro. I'm just sick of the whole regime in Atlanta. I'm sick of the Arthur Smith project, him calling plays, him drafting players. I'm sick of it all, my boy. Now there are rumors to say Eric Bieniemy is the general manager's choice on a short list of head coaches. That's one of his high choices. So now I'm telling you like this. Now you put that brother on the sidelines in the 8th. Woo! Well, listen, they're gonna come out, and you got to show out because they're gonna have high expectations on you, my brother. And I feel like go Fields or something, man. I know a lot of people don't be really high on Fields, and a lot of people like look at this record over the last few years. It's also Chicago, and it's blistering cold out there, and they got to play them games in December and November. I think I'd like to take my chance on Justin Fields in the dome, in the nice
1,000%
NFC South where the weather's not that bad.
1,000%. If you can get Justin Fields. Not only that, but in that offense, because Bieniemy, he can craft up some stuff. You got Justin Fields and your boy back there, Bijan.
Yeah, man, and they just weren't used properly this year. Hold on, I gotta set this line up real quick. They just weren't used properly, man. And Arthur Smith just don't know what the hell he doing. You never seen a coach that just look like he don't know what the hell he doing. Oh, that's what Arthur Smith looked like. I'm sorry. He just don't look like somebody. Sometimes you have to close your eyes and be like, can I see this person hoisting a trophy? Can I really see this person hoisting the Lombardi trophy? Can you see Roger Goodell stand up there and handing this man the trophy? Hell no, you don't see that when you look at Arthur Smith. You look at Arthur Smith, you see somebody who probably need to be just filing papers or some shit. You ain't looking at Arthur Smith to be nobody that's gonna really like carry you or help you get nowhere for real. So the fact that when he first got hired, and listen, I ain't got no problem with nobody having no money and giving no money. I just feel like once you made a certain amount of money and your family have a certain amount of money, your drive to be great is ain't gonna be there. For sure. Could be wrong, don't get me wrong. Sorry if I am. But Arthur Smith his daddy is the owner of FedEx. Bro, you really think he care about losing that night? Because his mansion that he go home to is just as big as Arthur Blank's.
Yeah. Shout out to the
now think about that, bro. His mansion is just as big as Arthur Blank's.
Yeah, man. Like the city deserves something better.
We deserve a brother of color. I'm sorry.
Now, would you rather have? You got two head coaches, right? Eric Bieniemy or Byron Leftwich. Both would be first time head
give
coaches.
Me Bieniemy. I don't want Byron Leftwich. He was a quarterback here for the Falcons, and I guess got a bad taste in my mouth from that. I'm good. I don't want nothing to do with it. And he played for the enemy. He was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm good. I just don't want nothing to do with that. That's just me. I mean, you call it what you want to. I just don't want nothing to do with that. I would rather have Eric Bieniemy or Steve Wilkes. Give me Wilkes. Now he was a Carolina Panthers head coach, but they gave him such a raw deal. He would love to be able to play the Panthers twice a year. I know I would.
Man, I think I would go with Bieniemy. But again, like for some reason, this got to be the hardest hire for a head coach ever with Bieniemy, man. And I don't know if it really is just the NFL.
I don't know if it's him. Now, if we signed him and then he ain't what we thought he was, then everybody gonna be, rah. But something got to be better than what we got going on now, though. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's just bad out here now, my boy. I'm sorry, it is. It's hard to watch, bro. I talked to so many Falcon fans that was just like, we're not renewing our season passes. And I said, when you start hearing stuff like that, you got to make a change. You got to make a change because ain't nobody.
They already renewed them. They renewing them shits. Don't listen to the fake.
Once you hire a new coach, everybody want to be a part of that, but ain't nobody dealing with that junk, bro. For real, I'm just being honest.
So how do you feel? Are the Lions there? They are stamped. I don't think there's any chance for them to. I mean, technically, there's a chance for them to get a first round bye if the Cowboys lose and the Eagles lose. If both of those teams lose, then the Lions get the first round bye if they win. Right now, the Lions have their starters out. I mean, like on the field.
They got the starters in the game?
Yeah. So do you it's a hell of a risk, man. It's a hell of a risk. Do you try to get out there? Because you're playing the Vikings. So it's not like I'm not expecting a walk-away win guaranteed, get up by 35 in the first half. So are you willing to go down to the end fighting, getting your guys tired and all that stuff, and hoping that the Cowboys lose to Washington or the Eagles lose to the Giants?
Yeah, you're going to have to. I mean, at this point, what really choice would you have? Because at this point, you have to. You don't have a choice. Because you go, I mean, you just going to lay down?
Hey, a lot of teams rest. It's that Madden question, do you want to let your team rest and you know what I'm saying, get healthy or healthier, or do you want to play and with a chance to have a bye week? It's like, do you take your bye week now or do you take your bye week, and go play in LA or Atlanta or somewhere for week 1?
Ooh,
because you would be on the road. Because you wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean,
technically, you wouldn't be on the road. You would be a home team, but you would have to play your first week, so you wouldn't have a bye week.
Yeah, that's tough.
So take your bye week now, or fight for a bye week for next week. Either way, it's interesting to see the strategy. What else? Boy, somebody throw a grenade in there, boy. Call of Duty in there. No, you good. Titans and Jags. Man,
that's a Jag. Give me Jags.
Yeah, Titans and Jags. I'm going Jags. Jags are on the bubble. They're on the bubble. Will be a good way if they won. Nice, exciting stuff with that.
What's up, Kels?
Seattle and the Cardinals. Man, the Cards can really be like on some just ruin the Seahawks' chances. Because it's another Seahawks.
Seahawks lost to Pittsburgh last week. I believe that they liable to lose this game too. Seahawks lost to Pittsburgh last week, and I really wasn't expecting for that to happen. But yeah,
is this the last year we see Kyler Murray in the Cardinals uniform?
Kyler Murray is QB1. They came out and said Kyler Murray is QB1.
Oh yeah, for next
year.
So
no, I don't think you'll do that. I don't think so. I think he'll be there next year. Oh, Baker out here almost threw an interception. Ooh, Baker already looking shaky. You know, you got broken ribs trying to play. And I think to me, as a quarterback, trying to put that torque on the ribs is the hardest thing.
I need them to go ahead and get rid of them. Go ahead. Brian Johnson need to go over to Tampa Bay so he can reunite with Trask. You know what I'm saying? Make a trade for Kyle Pitts. Get that Kyle to Kyle connection down in Tampa, man.
Oh, they coming. Ooh.
Damn, all right, let's get through the rest of these games, man. So
I like Tampa's offensive coordinator. Whoever Tampa's offensive coordinator is, baby. Who we got?
Dallas and Washington. I got Dallas. I'm sorry,
I gave you an upset last week of Arizona. Remember, I gave you an upset last week of Arizona at Philly. I told y'all that.
Yes, you did.
I'm gonna give you today now. Today, my upset, I'm gonna give you.
Chargers and the Chiefs.
Philly. Nah, give me Washington to beat Dallas. Give me Washington to beat Dallas this week. Eric Bieniemy is he's auditioning. He's auditioning. Right. No, he auditioning.
Let's
see. The Bills. Howard come out here and put on the best game of his career.
The Bills versus the Dolphins.
That's for the divisions. The Bills have been hot lately, man. I actually like the Bills. They in Miami, but the Bills have been real hot lately.
The Bills could potentially be kicked out, man. The Steelers won. If the Jags win, it's if they lose, it's a 37% chance they make the playoffs if they lose.
Oh, they almost had another pick. Man, they tripping on Baker Mayfield, bro. There were 2 picks he don't do today. They don't drop both of them.
I'm picking my Raiders to win because why not?
Well, they play different. Do you guys retain? Do you retain Antonio Pierce?
You have to. You absolutely have to. You have to. If you don't, you will lose that locker room. You will lose the team if you do not bring him back. Absolutely. Ooh. You got to do it. Y'all messed up last time. This is your time to get it right. You'll probably get him on a friendlier deal. And, just maybe be like, look, we want to upgrade the coordinators type thing. Let you pick your own staff. But, yeah, man. Yeah, you give him a shot.
Ooh,
there's nobody. Who else are you going to bring? I mean, you
they
can be like,
John Gruden coming back.
Nah, man. Gruden. What did Gruden get us? One playoff. I don't even think we made the playoffs under Gruden. Maybe once. I think
they said Josh McDaniels is headed to the New England Patriots, possibly.
Good. Get his ass up out of here. They already paid. Yeah, I mean, but you got it. They're both gone, so you got to pay somebody else regardless.
I mean, they don't go against the salary cap. That's the oldest money.
You have more of a negotiation with Pierce being his first head coach job and all that stuff versus going and getting like, Sean Payton or something.
Yeah, you probably can pay Pierce about $2 to $5 billion. You probably can pay Pierce about $2.
Whatever DeMeco Ryans got, you can pay.
All right, Desmond Ritter, here we go.
Let's see. Yeah, man. None of the other games really matter, man. I got the Browns versus the Bengals. Man, I think the Bengals were
they are, but here we go with the play call already. Lord.
Raiders out, Bengals out, Broncos out, Colts.
Yeah, man.
So, shit, man. Let's wrap this shit up, man.
We good, man. We got games to watch. We got shit to talk. Make sure you guys hit the follow button, man. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get these subscribers up. We're trying to get these followers up. We got the views popping up, man. Make sure you guys look up for the highlights and the short reels that we've been posting or going to be posting out today as well. Toe2Toe merchandise is popping off, as you guys see. We should have it soon, website wise and everything set up. Let that thing go, Desmond. Really? There you go.
Hey, man. Make sure, again, like, comment, subscribe, YouTube. Check out our shorts that we posting out, man. That and the Facebook group, Twitter. Everywhere you can look, we there.
Yes, sir.
Till next time. We out.
We out. Peace.
I ain't never played sports. I always have, like music and love music from the jump. So that was my just plan A. I ain't even have a plan B. I made myself not have a plan B on purpose just so I can fulfill my plan A.